It's a shame that somebody like yourself, who provided that service to this country at such an exceptional level, you have to deal with this bullshit for 15 years because the Western model of medicine does not teach the methods and the practices and the modalities that we need to truly come home. It's totally opposite. And not only is it opposite, it exacerbates the conditions, right? You look at, since I've been out the Marine Corps, in the best shape of my life, right? Hypertension, high blood pressure, asthma, pre-diabetic. Just slow it down. Hypertension. Hypertension. Your body is too tense. Why are they giving me fucking Adderall? Right? And if you look at the side effects of Adderall, high blood pressure, hypertension, it's insane. You telling me you paid $500,000 to go to medical school, and this is the best you can do?
Yeah.
I think as a medical community, I think they definitely need to start looking within. They're killing us, Joe.
I know.
They're killing us.
I don't know. Maybe that saves money.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that. It'd be better if I just. I mean, you squeeze the turnip. There's no more blood in it. We're done with it. We have an obligation to give him something if he shows up at our doorstep. So let's give him something. But has there ever been a point in time when somewhere within the big machine that was promised to always be there for me, where I felt like they're giving me everything they've got? No.
That's right. And you know what? That's a great perspective for people to hear, because it is just a natural assumption. They're going to dump this much money into me to be this person and serve this cause. So when I get out, I'm going to surrender and turn my health over to those who have been entrusted with my care, through the Veterans Administration, and eventually became the private practices. But they are products of the Western model of medicine who do not address the fundamental needs of the human experience that are creating these conditions. What if we reduced that tension and we were not hypertense anymore?
Right.
I wouldn't have the asthma.
And I want to make
wouldn't
clear,
be pre-diabetic. It wouldn't be the continuing constant release of glucocorticoids into our system, right? Because you think about what happens with the stress response going into the fight, Joe. When we go into fight or flight, our body takes the things that we need and takes all the reserves and gives us everything we need to get through whatever that obstacle is. And it shuts off the things that we don't need, right? The things we need are the adrenaline, the cortisol, the glucocorticoids, the glutamine into our bloodstream that gives us the energy. Our vessels and our blood pressure, elevates, and all the blood comes through the central organs. And that is the human stress response. What happens if we can't turn that stress response off?
And that's it. We're never back inside the wire.
The blood pressure doesn't come down.
Right.
The glucocorticoids do not stop getting released. And that is exactly what's happening to our body. And so even today, sitting with the professionals, sitting with the white coats, sitting with the doctors, take this pill. Take this pill, take this pill. Nobody's ever talks about stress. I actually asked the doctor, pre-diabetic, have you ever heard of stress-induced diabetes, right? Because she said, this is a number I'm concerned with, right? You're pre-diabetic right now. She says, what I would do is, if you eat noodles, eat half a serving. If you eat rice, eat half a serving. Like, you fucking kidding me? You know how clean I eat, right? And I asked her, I said, have you heard anything about stress-induced diabetes? And she said, yeah, I've heard about it here and there, but nothing. That is the answer. That is the answer. And it's not even a conversation within those halls. It blows my mind. It's very passionate to me because I see people like yourself, Joe. And I think the audience might see here shortly when, explain how you and I reunited, and I'm going to share the Joe that I met that day, standing by your barbecue pit on your back porch. That was not a good Joe. And take people like yourself, and you've been doing this for 14 years. And this is still the answers we're getting. This is still the answers we're getting. We've lost twice as many veterans. We've lost twice as many military personnel to suicide than we did in the entire Vietnam War. That's over 120, 130,000 individuals who have taken their life. We've lost 7,000 people, a little over 7,000 service members of combat. We've lost over 130,000 to suicide in that same period of time. And we're still having the same conversations.